guys, welcome back here. We got some miscellaneous excavator work going today. We're into springtime here, I hope, or so it seems, and some of the snow melt has caused some issues here on the property, so we're kind of fixing up a few little road things and some drainage stuff here. Right now we are clearing a path down. You know, there's a creek that runs on the property. You saw me cross it to get over here, and there's a secondary kind of an overflow for that creek right in front of us, and it was over full basically. It washed right over the pipe over here, and because of all the water we've had, I wonder if I can just push those sideways. Because of all the water we've had running through here, it's washing stuff out, it's washing my rocks away, it washed part of my road away. So we gotta go down here and clean out this berm of rocks that's right here. And of course we have to get there first. So we got to get all these, woo, that almost hit us. But right in front of us here is this berm of rocks down over this bank that is not supposed to be here. This is supposed to be free flowing. And what's happening, not only is the water not emptying out like it should, but because that's backed up there, I hope I'm not making you guys dizzy here, I'm sorry. I need a 6x here or a railroad tie here to set my blade on, if I can get a hold of one. So what's happening is that berm has now built up, and as the water flows out of the pipe, it's gushing out so fast and hitting the berm that it's washed out a huge area here right on this side of the pipe. I'll turn a minute and show you, just setting my blade down here. But if you look over here, you can see the pipe, and right in front of the pipe coming out about 4 or 5 feet, there used to be a little bit of a dip just because of the way the water came out. Well, now that dip is 30 feet long and about 3 feet deep, and it shouldn't be like that, but it keeps building up there and washing out because this is getting plugged up here. None of this stuff should be here, so we got to get this cleaned out and get the water flowing the right way again here. Maybe I can pull some of this over to sit on it here. I got my oh geez, that is deep. I don't know if you guys can see that down in front of me, probably not. My blade is sitting on a railroad tie down there, and I just dumped a bucket of this stuff in the hole, and it just completely disappeared. Don't even see it anymore. But if we don't take care of this issue, this hole is going to get deeper, the water is going to back up and run over my road more. Where that pipe is, the water had run, that's a 3-foot pipe, and it has over a foot of road material above it. Well, it's washed out a bunch of my road material, so that water coming across there has been well over 4 foot, I guess deep you could say, because it's going over the whole pipe. Some of this, what's here, is actually part of my road, but it's got so much dirt and crap mixed in it now, and where it's located, it's going to be too hard to get it back up onto the road. I just want to get this opened up and get the water flowing. That's my main goal here. Trying to put some on the edge of this bank again because it's starting to wash the bank out. That's why I'm putting some of it over here. I hadn't planned on doing this today, otherwise I would have brought the tripod so you guys could have been outside seeing what I was doing. I was actually headed down the field. There is some, we call it plastic mulch, that we lay down with a plastic layer when we plant pumpkins and stuff. And that's what we plant in, and it helps us with our weed control. Well, I was gonna go down, and before the weeds and crap in the field start growing and locking that plastic in, it makes it harder to get out. I was gonna go clean it up with the excavator. So I was actually on my way to do that. We gotta move over. I was actually on my way to do that when I found this mess. So we have rain coming tomorrow, and some more again next week. I'm glad it's not snow. I'm not complaining yet about the rain. I probably will at some point when I'm trying to do hay, but right now I'm not. But I don't want any more of my road washing out here, so I got to take care of it. Let's grab our railroad tie back out of there. Because we might need it over here. Woo! In the hole we go. Let's see if we can set it right in there somewhere. What's called an Extend-A-Hoe version, which I think it gives you 22 more inches of reach. It's a hydraulic arm that extends and retracts on the end of your boom, and like I said, it gives you more reach. And I really wanted to purchase one of those when I bought this machine, but because of all the stuff that went on last year, there was a shortage of equipment, new equipment, well, shortage of a lot of stuff really, but so when I went to get this machine, you know, I got it from Essex, and I think they only had 2 left at the time that I bought this one, and they have a lot of stores and a tremendous amount of inventory. I mean, it's crazy the amount of stuff that they'll new stuff that they'll have to choose from. So I count myself lucky that I was able to get one at all, and at this point I have no interest in trading this back in for, you know, ordering one of the other ones. But if you are interested in getting one of these machines, that's an interesting option, because it gives you the reach of the machine that's the next size up, and it keeps you down in the smaller weight class. And not only is being in the smaller weight class good for hauling, I mean, this is a very capable machine. It's about an 8,000 pound machine, and it's very, very capable. Now granted, there's obviously big excavating jobs and things it can't do, but again, I apologize if I'm making you guys dizzy. I'm just trying to quick get this done. But anyway, so I wanted to tell you guys about that. If you're looking at the next size up, which is the 040, that's a 10,000 pound machine. The 033 with the Extend-A-Hoe will give you the same reach, but the major advantage, and you guys that have watched the channel a while know that I've had a lot of different equipment over the last few years, trying to find the right pieces that fit the operation here. And I am not a fan of the emission systems whatsoever. I am all for having a cleaner environment, but the DEF systems and even just the particulate filter, which is what you have under 75 horse, you don't have DEF. All of those systems, they work great when they work, but when they don't work, they're really a pain. And when you're out of warranty, it gets very expensive. And you know, even being in warranty, there's still, like, if you're in business and trying to make money with the machine, even though your repairs covered under the warranty, you're still losing time with the machine. Like for me, I have a short season up here in the Northeast, so I have to get as much work done as I can before winter comes. It's not like, oh well, they had the machine for a week and I'll just make that time up. Once it's gone up here, it's gone. You're not getting it back. So at any rate, the point to all my rambling here is that the machine that we're using, you're sitting in with me right here, is just under the horsepower rating. They turned up all the hydraulics on it, so they don't need so much horsepower. And it does not have any emission system on it whatsoever. There's no DEF, no particulate filter, no nothing. You start this baby up when it's cold, you're gonna get a little puff of black smoke. And that is one of the reasons that I stick with these size machines. I can rent bigger ones, but I am just so sick of dealing with the emissions crap. And yes, I still have, my skid steer has a particulate filter on it, and so does, well, no, my Ram truck has the DEF system, which so far has been okay, but once again, once the warranty runs out. Other than that, I have no other, all my tractors and other equipment. My other truck that I use for the business is the large V8 Hemi, the 6.4, the larger of the Hemis, the gas engine from Ram. So I do not have any emissions on that. So I've tried to narrow that down. But anyway, that's just something to think about if you're looking at purchasing a machine from any company. If you can get away with something that's a little smaller like this and buy the Extend-A-Hoe version so you still have the reach, I would do it. I wish they'd spend more time trying to perfect the emission systems, but honestly it seems like nobody's investing any more money in that technology, and it is what it is. I thought Cummins was coming out with a new emission system. I had seen some ads and heard some rumors, but have yet to see anything. So anyway, well, we just about got this baby cleared up. Thanks for being dizzy and riding along with me here today and this impromptu video that I had not planned on doing. But we got the water moving here and good to go. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe, thumbs up, and hey guys, hope to catch you on the next video.